Oh man, I did not mean to eat that much. Good morning. Woke up early today to check out Altamonte Springs for you. So today I want you to check out what it would be like if I lived in Altamonte Springs. Let's go. I'm really glad I came to this coffee shop. It is such a little cute aesthetic, and it's the epitome of having way more space than you need, but it makes sense. There are only a couple people coming in and actually staying. It's a lot of people are working at this hospital that's right across the street, or an apartment complex that's right around the corner. And they just come in, they grab their food, and they go. But they have all of this space and all these chairs. So I assume either they have a large lunch rush, or just they like the fact that, I can sit over here on these couches and there's so much space all around. They also let people host business meetings out in the back. So they have a really good business process. They also have a flavor and a roast of the day that rotates, and the beans are on the wall, and there's just this wall of different containers with the beans that you can actually buy the beans and take them home, both ground and as the original beans. Same with the syrups. So they buy in bulk, they make the delicious, I had the Yankee Doodle and it was delicious, and they make these delicious drinks, and they say, oh, you like it? Here, you can buy it and make it at your place, and then come here when you want a nice place to chill. Speaking of which, I was able to get a good amount of work done, sent off some emails. They, brought me their Wi-Fi, was super easy. Was able to go through my course. I'm learning about website building right now, and was able to, just sit, listen to the course, take my notes, and feel like I wasn't intruding on anyone. They came to check on me every now and then, but for the most part, they just let me be on my own. I didn't try any of the desserts, but I did try a waffle that was essentially a dessert because it had a lot of whipped cream, strawberries, and just very fluffy Belgian waffle. I would definitely recommend getting the honey or the syrup, flavor that up, but it's very standard strawberries and cream. So they did a good job. Honestly, the standout was the coffee. I thought it was very sweet. I got like one of their signature drinks. It was a lot of sugar, which I'm not usually used to, but with these, I tend to go outside my comfort zone. But yeah, all things considered, a really great spot. I'm glad that I chose this one. But let's go ahead and get moving and check out some of the parks around the area. Let's go. Really quick, before I drive away from here, I do want to point out that though we are in Altamonte Springs, we are very close to Orlando. So like literally across this road over at on the 414. 414? Yeah. You're in Orlando. So we're right into Altamonte Springs. Behind me is the Advent Health headquarters. So like, to give you an idea of where we are. All right, I'm going to try to do my best to kind of keep it geographically locked and figure out where we are in Altamonte Springs. All right, let's keep going.
Well, this is super disappointing. It is definitely Sunday, 9:30 a.m., so we should be fine. I ain't no dog, though I've been called it on occasion. And this number is giving me a busy signal. So, look, I'm a little disappointed. But caveat to that, this is a couple weeks after Hurricane Ian. Maybe, I think we're at 2, maybe even less. So I think that has something to do with it. There's probably flooding back here. So that might be on me. I didn't double check to make sure that this park was going to be open. The barista shift manager at Boston's Coffee House, highly recommended this park. So Maybe one day I'll be able to come back, but for now, that's all we're gonna get. Let me see if I can find a different park. All right, let's go. It's not the Lake Lotus Park, but Crane's Roost ended up being a good call. Funnily enough, real quick, see this building right here? So they call it here the eyesore of I-4 because it's got a little bit of a sad story. They started building it, ran out of money, and stopped. It's been under construction for about 10 years now. Which is really sad because this area is gorgeous. It's very residential. You have the Crane's Roost, which is a bunch of villas that are really close by. And you have, like, I think it's a mile of walking paths around this lake with an amphitheater that they host events. And so the city will have like movie nights where they usually play children's movies like Minions or, you know, Disney movies and the like. I was talking to a park ranger, and very nice individual. He was super helpful and just willing to talk to me for way longer than he had any reason to. But yeah, he was talking about how he's lived here for, 10 plus years and has really just enjoyed the community. I like being able to talk to him. He told me about that building, but he also told me that there are a lot of parks, so I could come back and see more because there's Westmont Park, Eastmont Park, Merrill Park, and all sorts of different places, plus the Lake Lotus that we didn't get to see today. So there's definitely more to see. Just grabbed a little sampling today. Oh wow, check that out. That is Hurricane Ian right there. What's funny is this park is actually technically closed. It's just there aren't gates, so it can't actually fully close. All that being said, really nice little walking park here. The ranger said that this place is kind of the town's park, the city's park. So this is where they host events and do all those sorts of cool things. A lot of them have been getting canceled recently because of Hurricane Ian, but for the most part, this is kind of where they're going to be hosting that. So really nice little spot found in the uptown of Altamonte. Yeah, nice place to just kind of sit and work and enjoy the day. I am excited for this next part because it's not something that I would think that I would do in Florida. So I'm going to grab lunch, and then I've got a cool thing planned for after lunch, so stay tuned. How am I supposed to keep going after that? Oh man, I did not mean to eat that much. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to keep eating after the appetizer. This is just the potato skins. They were topped high with chives and bacon, and it splashed some tobacco sauce on there to give them a little kick. Way too much kick. I should not have done that. I honestly thought that I wasn't gonna be able to eat. But then the main course came out, and it was delicious. It was delicious. And I couldn't stop eating. Everything is incredibly, it's not spicy, it's flavorful. It's got kick to it, yes, because it's Cajun and they're chock full of everything, but it's the sauces that really make the difference. So I had the Udat blackened chicken, and the sauce that it was in was buttery and full of like have you ever had blackened tilapia, like New York style? Like just caked with spices. That's how this was, like, but in a soup. And I was struggling not to just dip everything into it because the chicken tasted good on its own, the veggies tasted good on their own, the fried grits tasted good on their own, but I just wanted everything to be in this delicious sauce, but I didn't, so that I could taste everything individually, and then went back with the bread and like scooped it all up, and it was delicious, buttery, a heart attack, liquid heart attack. Honestly, that was I probably need to get my blood pressure checked, but it was worth it. So potato skins were delicious. The main course was delicious. Like, just look at it. Just look at it. You can tell how tasty it is. And everyone was so nice. And a tiny detail that I liked was I'm a one top. You know, it was just me today. And they sat me at a high top near the bar, and the bartender took care of me, which is exactly how it should be done. I don't want to feel bad for taking up a waitress's entire table. The bartender is going to have their whole bar, and then I'm just an added tip on top of that. And I'm glad that they know how to do something simple like that. Take care of the bartenders and their waiters and waitresses, which was really cool because they were quite full. It was noon. They had a good lunch crowd. They did a good job. It helps that some of their pricing is adjusted. So I'm not a drinker. I want to put this out there. Like, I don't drink. But I figured, let me grab one. Okay, I'll grab a Hurricane because we just had Hurricane Ian. I made the wrong call. I am not a free drink drinker, and it was too much for me. I have a limit of 2 with a meal, and no chance could I have gone for another one. No chance. But the bartender was incredibly nice. She really took care of me. She talked about her favorites. She gave me feedback on like all of the items, gave me recommendations. I don't know whether it was the manager or another waiter, but he came over and was talking to me about things, gave me a free sample of like their barbecue day. It was like, hey, you got to come try this next time. And it was delicious, super buttery, more liquid heart attack, but worth it. And all around, like, this place is full of color and sound, and it's just ostentatious and big and fun. It's very active. It feels very alive, both from like the bartenders and the staff. They feel engaged, but mostly I'd say colorful and fun is definitely here. But I'm gonna go wrap up my meal, and then I have no idea how I am going to keep this day going, because I'll be honest, I have something very active planned next, and I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Oh, I just want to take a nap. I did not wear the proper clothing. I did not bring the proper socks. I am not properly prepared, but I am so excited. Though I ended up not being able to record inside the rink, which was probably for the best, because within the first 15-30 seconds I thought I was going to drop the camera and break it. I did have a good time. I am no professional skater. No, you know what? No, I pretty much am at this point. Pretty sure I can go pro. Pick up the hockey stick and go after it. But actually, it's just a really nice activity. Like, if it's hot, there's some days that it's hot in Florida. It's a really fun activity. Just go inside. It's super cool, and you can be any sort of level. So like, you could be like me, where you're barely able to put your 2 feet in front of each other. I will say, I was able to kind of go up on one leg there at the end, which was fun. And you'll get to see people that are just doing stuff that is ridiculously, like, I don't know, intermediate. I won't say they're not doing pirouettes out there because it's open skating, but they're going backwards. They're doing crossovers. They're doing shoot the duck. They're doing fun stuff. But yeah, all in all, a good day. Like a good thing to cool off, have a good day. All right, let's go check out a house in this area. As we're winding down here and coming towards the end, I did want to go ahead and show you about a median home in the Altamonte Springs area. So the median home price in Altamonte Springs is $375. The median home price in Florida is right around $350. So Central Florida, I should say. So I looked within that range to try and find a home in this area that somewhere fits in between there.
and found one that was listed at $374, but has been sitting for a long time and recently had a price decrease. This is not my listing, but I thought it was a good example of what was available in Altamonte Springs, and so I wanted to not do a full tour, but hit some of the highlights. And if you're interested in learning more, reach out to me and we can talk about it, or anything in the Altamonte Springs area or Central Florida. Without further ado, let's take a look at what your median house is going to be looking like in Altamonte Springs. I wanted to start off with one of the biggest highlights of the home is the backyard. Because the backyard backs up to a retention pond, it feels very open and has a lot of space, as well as some very mature trees, which are all very big pluses. You can tell the retention pond has a little bit of water in it from Hurricane Ian, so I would expect that is traditionally dry, but it's just got a little bit of residual water. This is likely what is causing the most problems with pricing, because I have a feeling that they're pricing it higher due to the larger yard and the view, but what they're not taking into consideration is how loud it is in the backyard. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a lot of traffic noise coming from that privacy wall. So it is nice because you do have a wall between you and all that traffic, but the sound is coming through. And something that I think they could do to help with that is there is also an outdoor fridge on the cover of the 9 next to the AC unit, all coming together to create a lot of noise. I think they should at least move that fridge because it's adding to that sound. I have a feeling it's turning a lot of people away. But all in all, I really do think that this is a highlight because of how open it is. It looks gorgeous out here. I think there are things you could do to be able to see it more from the inside to really highlight how much space you have, while still being able to take cover from that noise. And then, of course, hopefully at night, that noise is going to die down. We are right around 3 or 4 o'clock, so I'd expect that traffic noise to be louder. I think one place where you could really add value is in these bathrooms. So they are completely operational. They have been well maintained. They're just outdated. I think a remodel in the bathrooms is going to be one of the best ways that you can kind of bring this house into the present day. Next place that we're going is probably one of my favorite places, so there wouldn't be any need to update it. I'm just going to come right back here to what I think is the highlight of this home, and that's the kitchen. Stone countertops, stainless steel appliances, and an upgraded sink really take this to the next level that isn't really present in the rest of the home. So not a fully updated or renovated home, but overall, I'm really glad that I was able to find a home that was in between the medium home price of Central Florida and then here in Altamonte Springs. One of the things that I didn't talk about too much that I really liked is that they didn't have carpet anywhere. They'd already replaced all of that. But I still think the kitchen was the best part. Let me know what you think and what you think so far of the area. All right. Let's go to our last spot. So I'm ending my day at Miss Snow Patisserie. I really hope I said that correctly. Please don't eviscerate me too hard if I did not. But it's a good choice to end the day on. The best, in my opinion, of mine is this strawberry white chocolate. So it's got a strawberry compote in the center, very fluffy, and the white chocolate isn't overpoweringly sweet. Some of their normal chocolates were very rich and they were delicious, but couldn't eat a whole one of these of it. Their desserts are all baked in house. The owner is the baker, and she does an incredible job of making these beautifully small, just masterpieces of baked goodness. I was very impressed by the whole slew. I got a couple of them. I got their macaroons. I got a cheesecake, and everything there was good. I personally liked the white chocolate the most. The cheesecake is a pumpkin cheesecake, which throws me off every time. It's like, can't decide how I feel about it. It's definitely very well made, but it's got a very strong flavor profile that if you can, maybe ask for a sample, because if you don't like it, you're not gonna like it. But if you like pumpkin pie and you like cheesecake, It's kind of got both those flavors. I know that's a weird combination, but it's like a pumpkin pie flavor at the. It's like a sharp cheesecake flavor at the front, pumpkin pie flavor in the middle, and then kind of that cheesecake aftertaste to finish you off. Hopefully that makes sense. All in all, there's a reason why this place has 5 stars on Google with barely any negative reviews. The owner was incredibly nice. He was loved to talk about his wife who was baking, and all of the treats she made and everything. It was obvious that he was super proud of the work that she does, and just tucked away in this little strip mall, if you even call that, maybe a plaza is a better word for it, just with these other restaurants and traditional businesses. Just a nice little dessert place. It's hard when you're a little farther out from Orlando, because you don't have as much foot traffic and you don't have as many people to kind of support a business like this, a business that is strictly desserts. So it's impressive that they've been able to keep it going. If you're looking for just for something sweet, light, airy, they've got incredible baked goods. They've got gelato as well. I would definitely check out Miss Snow Patisserie. Thank you for joining me on what it would be like if I lived in Altamonte Springs. I did stay around Uptown Altamont, which I understand is where most things are. There's a lot of Altamont where there aren't these restaurants, there aren't ice rinks, isn't a lot to do. A lot of Altamont is very is very residential purely, or just business, or a little more rural. Hello. This is producer Drake, and not to throw Realtor Drake underneath the bus, but his vlogging equipment did die, so I'm here to tell you that this was mostly recorded in Uptown Altamont. There are many more areas in Altamont Springs, but this is where most of the businesses and the activities are located, so we decided to focus here. If there are other places that you would like us to go visit in the Central Florida area, please let me know. I'm aiming to give a little breath of what it would be like to visit as many places as possible. And even if there are places in Altamont Springs you think I should go to too, I don't mind doing that as well. Or Realtor Drake doesn't mind, and I'll let him know. This channel lives and dies by your feedback and your support. So please let me know what you think in the comments. And while you're down there, like, subscribe, and share this with someone that might be interested in the Orlando, Florida area. Speaking of which, if you know anyone that is looking to move to the Orlando area or just buy and sell, I am a licensed realtor and would be happy to help you with any of your needs. If you just need some advice, give me a call. Let's talk about your next steps, see if I'm the right fit to represent you. In the meantime, keep following and keep tuning in for life, news, and home in the Central Florida area. Looking forward to seeing you.